Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Műsoraink sok nyelvet tartalmaznak. Kérjük, tekintse meg itt suprememastertv.com/schedule.
As the legendary pacifist leader Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And so adopt a plant-based diet.
Man Eating Plants, How a Vegan Diet Can Save the World. Interview with Jonathan Spitz, vegan, part 2 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
The soul is the same in all living creatures, although the body of each is different. Hippocrates, vegetarian.
Hello, passionate viewers. I'm Horace. Hello is a Jamaican patois greeting that means hello. The hospitable Jamaicans appreciate your love for all beings and pray that your noble actions in protecting animal people will inspire others to adopt a compassionate way of living. Welcome to part 2 of a 2-part series entitled Man-Eating Plants, How a Vegan Diet Can Save the World. Interview with Jonathan Spitz, vegan. Jonathan Spitz is a vegan environmental and animal people rights activist. During the 1990s, he served on the board of directors of the Willits Environmental Center in the USA, working to protect the natural environment and wildlife from the impacts of commercial activities. He switched to veganism after reading Diet for a New America, which was written by John Robbins, an acclaimed vegan author and Shining World Compassion Award recipient. Jonathan Spitz has actively promoted a vegan diet. In his mid-30s, he began writing a vegan recipe column for a local newspaper after noticing that his fellow environmental activists seemed unaware of the link between their diets and the environmental crisis they were working to solve, and recognizing a gap in literature about humans' transition from herbivores to the primary consumers of the planet, causing damage to ecosystems. He decided to write a book on this crucial subject. The book, titled Man-Eating Plants, How a Vegan Diet Can Save the World, was named after his recipe column. In his book, Mr. Spitz explains that the shift in the human diet from plants to animal people is a major cause of widespread health problems, climate change, and the extinction of many species of wildlife. He believes the vegan diet is the only one that has stood the test of time. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with Mr. Jonathan Spitz and hearing more about his book and his writing journey.
I also go over studies that since 2000 that show how changing to a plant-based diet can really save the world. And so moving from animal food consumption to plant-based diet would reduce agriculture land use by 76%, greenhouse gas emissions by 49%, ocean acidification by 50%, and freshwater eutrophication, which is basically pollution with nitrogen, by 49%. In the US alone, substituting beans for beef could free up nearly 700,000 square kilometers of land, which is equivalent to 42% of US cropland. So you can see how massive the impact is of animal agriculture and raising livestock. Eating, we enjoy eating, it's pleasurable, but a big part of it is we also need to think of our eating in terms of how it affects the agriculture. What produces our food? How does it get to our plate? Bringing animal agriculture, animal foods to your plate is very disruptive. In this day and age, military generals and presidents and all these are the powerful people, and they're strong. But all that power and all that strength is not going to save us. What's going to save us is being able to change from our animal diet to a plant-based diet. And if we can't do that, then we're not going to be able to save ourselves. Even no matter how powerful, no matter how many weapons we have, no matter what, that's not going to make the difference. Why a vegan diet is so important, because by eating animals, our planet just can't sustain this. It requires too many resources and it produces too much pollution, and it can't work.
Veg now, even if your little finger's cut. Heaven and earth hear that it hurts. Why chop their limbs and chomp their brain? Just eat plenty of veg and grain. Build your muscle with love for strength.
In his book, Jonathan also delves into the subject of the genetic modification of organisms and shares his perspective and opinions on this issue.
Any farmer can tell you that doesn't work very well. But unfortunately, farmers, they're kind of stuck into it now. They can only buy these seeds. And also all these pesticides, they're hooked into it. So it's a disaster. And another problem all these pesticides is causing is that it's damaging the soil itself. The very soils that we grow the food from are being poisoned. So that's a huge problem. So there's another concern with GM organisms, I should say. So they're not stopping with crops. They're genetically engineering animals. And so the first genetically engineered animal to come onto the market was called Aqua Advantage GM salmon. What they did was they inserted a growth gene into the salmon that makes it grow faster and on less feed, on less food. That's beware, it's another reason not to eat fish for sure. And so with GM animals, they're not stopping with GM fish. GM cattle, pigs, and chickens, and they're already in the pipeline. And so it's just another reason to stop eating animal products. In some ways, GM crops are not going to feed the world. In fact, they're making it more difficult to feed the world.
Vegan, love incarnate.
Delightful viewers, let's take a moment to reflect on ourselves and how to make the world a better place. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Peace for Ukraine or Urane.
Welcome back to our program, Man Eating Plants, How a Vegan Diet Can Save the World. Interview with Jonathan Spitz, Vegan, Part 2 of 2, on Supreme Master Television.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Burkina Faso is one of them. Burkina Faso Penal Code. Whoever poisons domestic, tame or captive animal or fish people in ponds, lakes or rivers, etc., faces up to a 10-year prison sentence and a fine of up to 3 million CFA francs or $5,000 US. Anyone who kills unnecessarily one such animal person also faces prison and a fine, depending on the circumstances. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
We all have a responsibility to do our bit to protect the earth, as we are all citizens of it. Jonathan explains that an important approach is to share the truth about the necessity of a global transition to a vegan diet.
I believe the change starts with a small number of people. But in order for a plant-based diet to effectively mitigate against chronic degenerative diseases, climate change, and mass species extinction, it will have to be adopted by most of the people and cultures around the world, especially in affluent Western cultures where animal foods are most prevalent. With modern communications technologies, we have developed the means to effect seismic social changes very quickly. But unfortunately, we do not have the political will to do so because giant multinational corporations that make trillions of dollars off the status quo do not want change. And they are the ones who are largely in control of government policies. What we need is for networks like Supreme Master TV to become influential. This is when positive change will become possible. Yes, I certainly hope my book will add to the many other voices advocating for a plant-based diet to influence readers and bring about change. It was a book titled Diet for a New America by John Robbins that influenced me to go vegan 33 years ago. So I know that exposing people to the truth in a non-accusatory way can work.
Jonathan and his wife, who is also vegan, have expanded the vegan community within their neighborhood.
We live in a small town, and at first we were the only vegans here. We started writing this vegan recipe column, and people liked it, and I think it started to have some influence, and we started to make some more friends, and there were a few vegans popped up here and there. And then about 10 years ago, a few of us vegans decided to start a vegan potluck group. People came to the potluck, and they brought vegan food, and the food was great, and we all had such a good time, and it grew and grew. That's pretty amazing. And they're not all vegans, but they have some awareness. Veganism is fun and pleasurable and joyful, and you know that you're contributing to a wonderful world.
World citizens, wake up, urgent, make peace, be vegan, so all will return to heavens, 'cause you are God's children.
Let's conclude with Jonathan's wish for humanity.
Adopting a whole food plant-based diet is the single most impactful thing anyone can do at this moment in their life to improve their own health and to mitigate against climate change and mass species extinction. As the legendary pacifist leader Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And so adopt a plant-based diet.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan Spitz, for dedicating years to researching and sharing widely the benefits of a vegan diet for both human health and the well-being of the earth. We appreciate your time in sharing your precious work with us. May all your vegan articles, books, and other efforts inspire more and more people to join our vegan community and work together toward a vegan planet. Man-Eating Plants: How a Vegan Diet Can Save the World is available at Amazon.com.
Vegan, 'cause animal people's flesh is wrong to eat.
Delighted viewers, We are grateful that you are here with us for our program today. Up next is Jay Sampson and Simply Shelter, Building Refuges for the Homeless, Part 2 of 2. May we all wholeheartedly commit ourselves to being great instruments of the will of God.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/UL